Okay, and this one is just a quick tutorial. What I find is the best practices for rendering the fur. So we'll just set up a scene with three little guys in it. Right. Set up the male. We'll turn in there. And I've got my buttons back again. And we'll have the whole family in this one, so just double click on that. And as you notice, each one will have a number beside it. That's how you'll be able to track which fur belongs to which one. So the first one we'll leave as male. Second one will turn into, we'll go into the shape poses, female. Then the third one we'll put the baby one on it. So now we've got all three. The female's a bit softer than the male. It's not so hard. So we'll apply some poses. The female, let's see, we'll do one like she's sleeping. And then the baby one will have it melting down. Maybe rotate it around a bit. Oh, another thing I didn't mention too, this it comes with pose sets too, so you've got ears, head, neck, tail, tongue, torso. So on this one we'll just use the neck bend. So get it nice and close so he's cuddled up to his mum. The big male, what will we have him do? He can stand over there like he's guarding everybody. Rightio. And we'll give him a bit of an angry expression too. So I'll put all the expressions, and it's not in the shapes tab, but in the actual the posing tab. So always to get to those, click on your root one, and under there's a few expressions. He's got the sad one, he's got smiling, but we'll give him, and maybe close the eyes just a little bit because it makes him a little bit more menacing. We'll bend the neck down. Like he's looking off into the distance. So alright, so that's our our basic setup. Now you're probably wondering, well, why do they look white if they're the brown llamas? Well, because I have got it in all fur comes from the same texture, and all I basically did was just recolor instead of just having white as the default color, I just changed it to brown. I've also got you can change it into any color you want. We'll just do a quick look at the surfaces. This will help you. It's got a mask. Now that mask overlays on top of everything but the actual the pink skin on it. So if we wanted him to be I don't know, blue, it'd come out blue, but the skin would say pink there. So obviously that's not what we're doing, but this is just a hint to show that you can change the colors to whatever you want, and the same goes with the fur, because the brown fur will come down to this. And what you would do was change all these to blue. I'd actually would use there's the white fur that actually sits on top to color everything. I'd actually use change that to blue, change that to blue, and maybe a cayenne there, and that would change your fur colors on that too. So it's just a little tip if you wanted to create your own textures. Now in the renders tab, we'll just render settings. I've just got ordinary. These are my old DAS like preview, promo settings. But what you want to do, I like to maybe rotate the dome a bit, right, to be more face on there. And what I would do is turn the ground off. Well, not turn it off, I mean change it from auto to manual. Now what this does, that means it has a 0 point. So the llama that's actually lying on the ground, that fur will make everything pop up if it's because auto goes and finds the lowest point, and which would be the fur, and so that would push everything up off the ground. So leave it on manual. I also like filter, I turn it to 0.9. Now what that does is it really sharpens up your render nicely. People think, oh look, you're just using the sharpening tool. No, this is all you need to do. You just and if you can go all the way down to 0.3, but that's a little bit extreme when you do that. So go to filters, put that to 0.9, that'll sharpen it up nicely. Remember the ground, put it to manual, 0, it should be right where everything is. Your render mode, progressive render, turn that off. I leave it on the default because that's usually good enough. If you really want a super good one, you can say double 5,000 to 10,000. But I've already done a pre-render of this to show you what it actually turns out like. So we'll just bring it over. Well, it's not exactly, it's pretty close to it, but that's pretty well much what it's going to look like after you rendered. And as you can, whoops, got some, but as you can see, it's a lot sharper and smoother. Back again, as you can see, the fur is a lot sharper and more finer in that render. So for me, that's the best. I find the softer fur renders the better out of the two, but you might find certain situations that might suit the other fur. So so I hope you get something out of that, and I look forward to seeing your renders. Thank you.